Hey guys, Cold Brew here. Welcome back to another video. Guys, the game really has changed over the years that I've been playing it, and thankfully, it's gotten better. What am I talking about? Well, the changes that they've made most recently, like the past year, has honestly made the game completely different in terms of how much easier it is to do the things that you gotta do every single day. Like, I'm talking quality of life changes and things that they've added that I never thought they would have added to the game have completely changed on how I look at the game and how things change when I look at events or tournaments, when there's a fusion coming up, when I have to do things that are required for the game. It just makes everything easier, right? So we're gonna go through a couple of those, and I'll give you also the ones that I think are coming in the future without obviously knowing what they're planning, because, well, obviously I'm not the one making the game, although sometimes I wish honestly I could just tell the developers, listen to me, do this, please do this. Like, let me give you guys an example, right? Quality of life changes that they've added. Honestly, the gear filtering system, this is not something that is brand new, although they've added way more things recently. And when I say recently, I mean the past year, maybe year and a half. I can't remember the exact patch when they've added things like hiding fully reworked item, hiding set filters, the different priority stats where you can do the different upgrades here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrades, and the filtering of the gear is made so much easier, right? Because of this. This was an amazing patch. This was very much needed. The preset manager brings a whole new depth into the game. And then the added patch of removing the silver cost of changing gear. My God, how did we play the game, guys? How did we play the game so long with having to remove all the pieces of gear, move them to another champion when we're trying out builds, costing millions per move? You do something wrong, something you didn't calculate, you gotta move the items again. Right now, you just remove it, you can equip a new item, bam, simple as that. Like, even if I had crap gear that I wanted to just sell, I only could sell them basically and not remove them and think, okay, maybe I can move them to another champion or something like that. It would cost silver. So it was an insane thing to consider with what the game really is, which is, you know, a management of multiple champions. You're building out your champions of specific roles, specific things to do in the game, and it costs an insane amount. So together with the preset manager, the free cost of gear removal is just insanely, I think is if not the top of the past year in terms of changes. The quality of life that has given us as players is insane. So I honestly love it, and I think the next step would be to lower the cost of upgrading items a little bit. Maybe for 5-star gear to help newer players. I think that would be a nice, it's not a quality of life change, it's mostly like a change for the better for newer players, because the gap between new players and seasoned players is insane, and what content the seasoned players can do and just farm. For example, the Cursed City is the top content for farming gear at the moment. So if you think about it, the new players trying to farm Cursed City, it's going to take them an insane amount of time. So maybe lowering the cost of upgrades, at least for 5-star gear and lower, would be great. Okay. Other things they've added, the summoning portal, the option to actually summon into your vault and reserve vault, in game changing. All right, because we used to do the summons, like, even if you did mystery shards, you run out of space very quickly. So you do mystery shards, especially on summoning events, not tournaments. You would do them basically to save yourself from opening your other shards, and it would take a lot of time. But with this reserve vault and now having this added space, and I don't even have the max space on my vaults, for sure I don't have it maxed out. I think it's 370. I think the max is 400 or maybe 500. I just find the cost extremely high. Not even the reserve vault I don't have maxed, because it is a lot of silver, right? Let's see. And also I can do less summoned, just to see what things I've summoned in the past. So these changes make the game much easier to handle, much more mobile friendly, honestly, because the past 2 weeks I was playing the game more on my phone, and the quality of life things that you can see as a phone player, comparing myself to how I usually play the game on the PC, on the computer, it's just, it helps a ton. Moving gear around, the preset manager helps a ton. Filtering the gear, it made my life so much easier when I was playing the game on the phone and trying to make a new build for a champion, comparing it to how it was 5 years ago, where honestly I didn't play the game. Once they released the game on PC on the Play on Play client, yeah, it was no way I would go back to playing on my phone. Even when I got like a new phone, it's just it wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same. So next huge quality of life change that they've added, I would say, is the Forge, the quick craft option. It's just a huge time saver, honestly, and the fact that you can edit through filters and immediately sell the gear that you don't want. Although the filters are very limiting here, that I could go in more depth on what gear I want to keep. Like maybe I would want to keep 5-star mythical gear. Since they don't provide me that option, I just don't bother with 5-star gear. I could have clicked the 5-star here and just then actually get the mythicals, but this is very limiting. And if you click on the 5-star, if the item is a 5-star, it's going to keep it. I don't want 5-star epics or legendaries. Mythics I could consider, maybe there's something good, but honestly it would need to be rolled very, very well for it to be considered. But you know, once every 1 in 1,000 items, maybe that rolls in the direction I wanted, especially for sets like the lethal set, maybe it goes well. But the quick craft option, this is insanely good. And especially if you're doing things like, if you're trying to sell these, the lower stars just to get a silver, this is just godsend, honestly. And it helps get so much silver when you're in a crunch and you're looking to do some upgrades on your gear. This works very well. So the quick craft added to the game was just perfect. So next thing that they've added, they've also added the market very recently, where it actually feels like a market. You click on, you know, the different rewards throughout, and it just feels like a market more so than it was before. But they could have added here some kind of notification when there's an ancient shard in the market, because sometimes I forget and I have to do this action. So the ancient shard might be here, so I have to do this action. Kind of sucks, but whatever. I can't be, you know, getting everything that I want to. They've also added the soul collection here. This is for more veteran players when they have lots of souls and spenders. The reason that I mentioned veteran players is because I'm not a spender on souls, never bought a soulstone pack in my life, but slowly you can gather 100 mortal soulstones. If you do your Iron Twins runs, you can gather the resources to do like 100 summons, and then most of these, let's say from the 100, then 90 of them would be 1-star or 2 stars. Now you can do select all souls from the 1-star category, let's say the rares, and just immediately sell them, right? And that is a pretty nice quality of life change that they've added. We didn't have that before, so that's why I'm mentioning it. Other things they've added here, these are way older, so I'm not going to mention them, like the addition of all these stuff here. The purchase rewards program, which I've never done, or well, the Plion points program. This was huge for just giving you additional incentive, but these are not new and not quality of life. So the next thing that they've added, and the most impactful, especially for champion training, which I hate, Jesus, how much I hate champion training, because I've done it so much over the years, so it's become like a chore to me. So the brew upgrade, oh, this, I just love doing this. And yeah, I know unrealistic new players have all this, but this is not farming. This is purely clan boss, and you can ask any player that has been playing the game for a while. They have this amount of brews, and it's not just me, okay? Any player that has been playing for a minimum of, I would say, 3 years and doing clan boss every single day gets brews as rewards. Maybe not the amount that I have, okay? Maybe they've used them more so It's not that I've never bought packs in the past, but that was way in the past, and I would say the void brews would be considered the highest in quantity comparing it to everything else, because there used to be some packs when I used to spend in the game where you would get lots of void brews, but these utilize very nicely. I would love if when I clicked on a brew, then it filtered immediately to void champions. I would have loved that, but whatever. You can just click here, click on your void champions, and do your 1 brew for the 3 stars, then 3 brews for the 4 stars. This is what I do at least, and then on the 5 stars I do 6 or 7 brews, I think is the reasonable. And then for the 6 stars, there's a 10. You can do 10, you can do more. It depends where you want to take the champion. It depends what kind of events are going on, but this is amazing addition together with the instant upgrade, where you select the champion, instant upgrade. You can use your never sacrifice armature. So you use your uncommons for this. This is actually pretty nice. The instant rank up, this was a godsend to the game. This was definitely needed. But fun fact, guys, this could have been done 4 years ago. I was playing, what was it called? Summoner's Glory. Many of the other raid players were playing it and promoting it as well. This existed back then, so it's just not in their interest to do it. And I want to say, when I say that it wasn't in their interest, it's not like they don't want to help players. As a developer, I'm 100% sure. As a developer, they've got 1,000 ideas. They're not dumb, all right, to be coders and stuff. They're not dumb, all right. It's not like they don't see it. It's just that when there's like one key thing that they always need to consider would be retention of players within the app. So having the app open and playing, what helps you do that? Well, doing champion training and doing this like this, and just leveling your champions and then upgrading manually every single one of them. That is just keeping you in the app longer. That makes you maybe go buy chickens. You buy the chickens because you can't be arsed to do all this champion training. So that was that. But after a while, when they see some metrics of, let's say, user retention, just getting bored, not doing champion training anymore, and they want to up those numbers, they say, okay, maybe what we're doing needs to change, and maybe they do that. Or maybe I'm completely wrong, and they say, oh, let's do something good for the players to try and hold them on. Maybe that's that. Maybe players have been quitting at higher numbers than what they've done before. I don't know. But this was an insane addition to the game. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I would consider it 100% a huge quality of life change. I was gonna show the potion mixer, but where's the mixer for the, is it where's the mixer for the Ascension materials? Oh, I need to open it here, don't I? Yeah, there it is. Okay, this was a quality of life change. I was needed because we had like thousands of these. I have thousands of those. I still think it's a little bit on the higher end in terms of cost. I don't like it. It's also cost silver, but now with the gear removal thing happening, it's okay. I would consider this as a nice quality of life, but not that it affects all players. I would say it affects maybe the 5% of players. Maybe, I don't know. Is that high? Maybe less than 5%. 1%, I would say, of players, because there's a huge chunk of players that can't even beat the Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun. But talking about changes to the game, it's not quality of life, but they did nerf these 2 dungeons even further in terms of stat requirements, and also the Iron Twin. So that was nice, but it wasn't like a huge thing. Another thing they've added, not multi-battles, but the background multi-battles. It does have things that annoy me. I wish it didn't, but it's still nice because now I could do other stuff instead of you guys watching me do the 6 runs of Iron Twins for the day, right? And it's just insanely good addition. It was needed. The next step is to also allow us to do arena when that is running. Just make it Just make it happen, Plyon, please. Make it happen and shut up. I mean, it's definitely not that bad, and Arena is a huge part of the game. Maxing out your Great Hole bonuses takes forever. You doing runs while you're also doing Arena makes sense. Like champion training while also you're doing Arena completely changes the game. The fact that they've also changed the time that Platinum resets, so instead of being, it would have been Monday morning for me, now this is Sunday 10 p.m. much more reasonable for me. And for the US players, again, I believe it is more reasonable. It's on a rotation basis, so in terms of wanting to go for a Platinum reset, I love that quality of life change that they've done. Oh, I was mentioning at the start of the video that like things that I wish they added in the filters. Come on, player, please add a filter for gear that doesn't have the stat that I want. So I don't want to see speed, okay? If I could select it somewhere, because none, yeah, I want to select none. Like, so no speed. So I want to see items with no speed because I want to sell them. Right, I know with RSL Helper I can do that, but here, why? And also, I don't want to see the items that I have maxed out. So I want to see new items here only. So instead of just a new tab like this, I would have loved to see items that they're not new, but they're level 0. Level, is that level? No, it's 0. Consider level 0, right? I would have loved to see those in order to help me. Also, this is not new, but this was a life changer when it came out, so it totally makes sense to be considered as a really good upgrade. But this was a pass here. It's good. If you didn't have, if you had attack percent, it's not that great, but whatever. Maybe for Curse City. But yeah, insane changes to the game. And talking about the multi battles, I wish there was like a big notification. I don't know if there's one on the phone, but I don't think so. If there's a notification on the phone, no, because you're in the game, right? But I wish it just immediately got out of this when this finishes, so the background multi battle just finishes and completes. I don't care to see the results page sometimes because you can't do anything. If it's gear, you farm gear, you can't do anything to the gear there. It just goes into your inventory, so it kind of sucks. But whatever. Other things they've added was also the super raids. Huge thing for new players. Super raids for Minotaur. I don't do Minotaur that often nowadays, but huge change. And the fact that they've added super raids basically everywhere is just, it's needed. I'm gonna say triple loot is also needed for dungeons, and basically everything, everywhere. Doom Tower, anywhere you can farm, they should add that. So the next things that should be coming to the game might be Chimera, instant runs. Maybe that is coming soon. I don't know how soon, but that might be coming. The fact that they've added quick completion to Clown Boss and Hydra, so the addition of that to Hydra, love that as just shaving off the time spent into the game. Absolutely needed. It just makes sense that they added to the Chimera, but I think they'll keep on the same kind of way of looking at things. For example, Hydra was launched in 2022 and they've only added the quick battles this year, 2025. So 3 years later, Demon Lord was out since forever. So the Hydra took 3 years. I don't think it's going to take 3 years for Chimera, but unless they add more things to the game, which I don't know, this pretty much looks completed as a page. Yeah, might add more things here in the future, but the more things they add, they just need to shave off time on other places just for it to make sense. There needs to be a cap out somewhere on how much time you spend within the game, right? And this looks like a good thing to do. So that's basically it, guys, for the changes that I've mostly seen that have impacted my life as a player, as a seasoned player playing this game for many years now. It just helps a ton. What are your favorites? Leave them down below in the comment section of the video. Thank you guys if you watch this. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys the next one. See ya.